Yes, moving on. Junior revolution. So anyone here been a junior developer? And are anyone here responsible for buying consultants? At least one. This is also for you. Okay, this is me. I work in Vyant Bergen. And what we're seeing in the market, and what we have seen over the last couple of years, is that we get this obsession with seniority. Traditionally, consultants have been experts and have come in to enlighten our customers. And the quality of these experts tends to be measured very frequently by the number of years of experience that they have. And especially when you have a competition in the public sector, it's really easy to use number of years of experience as a criteria because you can measure it. It's 100% objective. But what happens is we end up in this paradox where everyone wants senior developers, but we don't know where they come from. So anyway, we have a goal of recruiting and employing juniors. And we have been actually pretty successful in Vyant with doing that, both developers and designers. And we have been able to find talent who fit into our organization and are productive. And we also discovered that having juniors here, it adds something to the company. It brings updated knowledge straight from universities where sort of knowledge originates from. And it brings young minds with very little experience, so they don't see all the limits that us who have been working for a few years have built for ourselves. And often young people coming out of school have a can-do attitude, want to work and get things done, which is really good. But then we get this paradox where it's easy to perceive that how many years of experience you have is a measure of how much value you're able to create. Which, if you extrapolate it, means me, I have about 24 years of work experience, so I should create a lot more value than probably most people in here, which my experience tells me is not true. I know that even some people here who've been working half year, 1 year, 2 years, know things that I don't. And by working together, we will create more value than I will alone. So the problem is getting jobs for junior consultants and convincing our customers that juniors will be able to create value in the team. Because if customers only want seniors, where do we get the seniors from? We can't go exactly and recruit them from our customers. So it becomes non-sustainable in the long run. So there is this perception that hiring junior consultants is risky, which is, in my mind, kind of a myth. And it becomes a myth because consulting companies only want to hire people to customers for a lot of money and pay them very little money so that a lot of money stays within the consulting company. However, what we should remember is instead of hiring in-house juniors, if you hire a consultant, you get someone with who gets 2 separate work experiences at one time. They start working in a consulting company where they get experience from seniors in that company, and they also start working at a customer site where they get experience with how the customer works. So actually they accumulate different experiences simultaneously, which means that they get to adapt more quickly to different environments and learn quicker and actually become more knowledgeable than someone who just sees one work environment. And also, there is a myth that junior consultants are expensive, which is sort of easily measurable because you get a bill every month, you see how much they cost. If you hire someone in-house, you also pay them salary every month. But then on top of that, there is a lot of other things like pension, insurances, equipment. They might become sick and be out of work for a few days. And all those costs are more difficult to see. They become hidden. And finally, by using consultants, you become more flexible, which has a value. You can scale up when there's lots to do, and you can scale down when there's less to do, which is a value in its own for organizations that do projects. And a good thing to explore junior consultants is by using teams. Seniors and juniors together might get a lot more done, perhaps, than two seniors together. Two seniors together will frequently get into discussions, big thoughts, see lots of limitations that they have experienced in previous projects, whereas the senior and junior together might actually get up to speed quicker because the junior wants to go do things and the senior realizes, okay, I can't just focus on all the limits, I have to go and do things and keep up with this guy. So by teaming up people with different levels of experience, you actually reduce the total risk compared to a completely homogeneous team. So the question becomes, where do the seniors come from? And we have to think in the long term, not just the short term. Of course, the easy thing for a consultant company would be to hire seniors from our potential customers and then try to sell them back as consultants. But this isn't viable in the long term. As a professional community, we have a responsibility for making sure that juniors come out of university and into the work environment and have a good experience where you get to learn how to work and how to create value for the customers. So we have to stop being short-sighted and think in the long term, what would be the best. So how do we work to get this done? Well, it is fairly easy. We have to start thinking that years of experience doesn't equal quality. And it certainly doesn't equal the value you can create, which is the important thing for customers who hire consultants. We need to start thinking about consultants as teams, not as individuals. Even if a customer hires just a single consultant from a company, that consultant has access to the total resources of the consultant company, can ask for help, post a message on Slack, and within an hour have 20 replies with suggestions for how to do something. This is not something you can easily get if you don't have a company backing you. And finally, we need to start measuring results and not just years of experience, see what people can produce. So if a profession has no juniors, it will eventually go away. We know that the customer wants value, so our responsibility is to show the customers that they get value. We believe with juniors, we will be able to produce that value. Thank you.